In this lesson, we are going to be customizing this interface up here because yours is probably looking a lot different than mine. And the way I've set mine up is firstly to make it a lot less overwhelming, a lot more clear, and just to ultimately show only the important information when you're trying to actually grow your Instagram account. So this may seem a little bit boring for some people, but trust me, you really want to do this because it's going to help you out in the long run. Plus, all the actual lessons after this are going to be using this layout, so it'll make more sense for you to follow along. But I promise to get through it as quick as possible because it is a little bit dry. So what we're going to do is come into our social profiles on the sidebar, just over here. Make sure we're in this section. I have social profiles in here. Do not worry, you don't need to have anything in your actual Java at the moment. We're just going to be changing these columns up top to basically only show, like I said, the important information. To do this, come down to the very bottom of your screen. You'll see a button that says Manage Columns. I'm trying to move my mouse around just a little bit so you can see it. But click Manage Columns just here at the bottom. I'm going to open up a little window where we can enable the columns we want to see. So to make this nice and simple and as quick as possible, I have everything from the status enabled down to actions. So all these are enabled to actions. And then from tag downwards, I've disabled everything here. Then because we all have different computer screens, different resolutions, I have adjusted my widths on these actual columns as well, just to make them bigger. But you can pause this video, please feel free to do that and copy exactly what I've done. But just make it more, visually appealing or pleasing for yourself. Just make the columns nice and big. So for example, followers increase, you don't want it sort of cutting off like this halfway through follows increase. It's just going to make things a little bit confusing, so excuse my clicking, but just make it nice and big. I've got mine at 200 for example. So yeah, once you've done that, you can pause the video, quickly go and do it. Hit the X button. It's going to close up that box and everything will be saved, so now we only see the important information for your social profiles. Next up, we want to come into our tools. This is also an important one to do. And what we're going to do is come down to Manage Columns once again at the very bottom left right now. There is no button, maybe in the future there will be if you see it, but click on Manage Columns. I'm going to open up this box. And what I'm going to say, just to make this a lot easier, instead of me saying, enable name, turn off joiner, turn off unjoiner, I would say just disable everything in here, make them all unticked, and then I'm going to say the ones that I actually have enabled. So I have name, like, comment, follow, unfollow. I also have actions. I have repost, direct messages, delete posts, like comments, and a number of followers increased enabled. And I've turned off everything else right here. And what you can do then of these is turn them on, and then of course once again change the widths to your liking. Please feel free to pause, copy exactly how I have mine set up. But pretty much I just try to make each column nice and big, breathable, readable. Just going to make your life easy at the end of the day. Once you're done, you can click X, and that is it. I tried to get through this nice and quickly. Hopefully you've done the same, so we can move on to the really juicy information where we actually start adding your social profile into this puppy and then getting the tools set up, such as follows, unfollows, liking, all that good stuff. So I'll see you in the next lesson.